Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. We're going to continue looking at some of the cards from the Awakening set. We are on Anticipate, cost 2, Blue Hero event. Force an opponent to choose and resolve any number of their dice in the order of their choice, then remove all their dice they did not resolve. This is a really good dice control card. So what it does, let's say they rolled out a couple characters and they don't have particularly good results. You can then pay 2 resources, play Anticipate, and make them resolve what they can, and anything that they didn't resolve gets removed. So if they don't have any damage showing, let's say they have like a resource and a couple shields showing, it allows you, I should say, to force them to resolve what they can and remove all the stuff that they didn't resolve, which prevents them from discarding cards to reroll to get better results and things like that. It basically just forces your opponent to resolve stuff that they might not want to resolve currently, and they're hoping to reroll or to roll another die into the pool, hoping to create like a combo of like damage. Like if they have modified damage, they're hoping to roll in some unmodified damage, things like that. It allows you basically say, hey, resolve all these, remove all that, and doesn't let them have the opportunity to make their results good. If they roll particularly badly, you just make them resolve an entire pool of dice that are not particularly good. That's Anticipate. We're going to move into the next card. We are now on Defensive Stance. 1 resource, Blue Hero event. Give a character 2 shields. Simple as that. Pay 1 resource, get 2 shields. I think it's a better card than Take Cover. Take Cover is free, costs 0, but you only get 1 shield out of it. This card lets you get 2 shields. This is a staple in my Rey and Qui-Gon deck when I'm trying to get shields on the Qui-Gon. So let's say I already have a shield on him. I can play Defensive Stance for 1 resource, get 2 shields, but then I can also trigger Qui-Gon's ability. I'm running 2 of these in that deck. And also, 2 shields for 1 resource is, I think, a really, really good cost. You can also run this alongside Take Cover. So you have 2 Take Cover, 2 Defensive Stance. So you're going to get a total of 4 shields out of the defensive stances for 2 per card, and another 2 shields from Take Cover. I think it's better than Take Cover, but Take Cover on its own is still good in that deck because give Qui-Gon a shield. If he already has one, he gets to trigger his ability. And also, it works well in other decks that aren't focused on Qui-Gon because it gives you that extra survivability. Getting 2 shields, which is 2 more damage your opponents are going to have to do to you to get through those shields to actually start doing damage to the character. Unless, of course, it's like unblockable damage. But this is a staple in my Rey and Qui-Gon deck. I use it mostly to get shields on Qui-Gon so I can pull the shields off to do his 1 damage with his special ability. That's Defensive Stance. We're going to move into the next card. Next we have Force Misdirection, 1 resource, Blue Hero event. Choose a symbol showing on one of your blue dice, then remove all of an opponent's dice showing that same symbol. So if you're playing against a blue like deck with like Luke and Akbar possibly, or even Rey and Qui-Gon, any blue characters, and you're playing against another deck that has a like symbol. So one time I was playing against Luke Akbar and I was playing as Rey and Qui-Gon, and I rolled a melee on, I think, Qui-Gon or a lightsaber that was on him or something like that. And my opponent had a couple dice with Luke that had melee damage, so I played Force Misdirection, choosing the Qui-Gon die or the lightsaber die. I don't remember which it was exactly, but chose that and removed all their melee damage, and then was able to basically play that whole round out without really getting hit by Luke, because Luke does have some pretty good melee damage. So you get rid of a bunch of their dice if they share a symbol, so it's good dice control there. And then also if you do it on damage, it also prevents damage from going off that round. I sometimes in blue decks I'll run 2 of these. Cost 1, so it's very low cost, and also it can remove a good amount of dice if you wait for the right moment to play Force Misdirection. So that's Force Misdirection. We're going to move into the next card. We now are on Heroism. Cost 0. Deal one of your unique characters damage equal to the value on an opponent's die showing either ranged or melee damage, then remove that die. So this would go well with the new Obi-Wan or any other unique character, but you could also use this to trigger Obi-Wan's ability, where once he dies, you get to play at your blue card for free. So what this does essentially, it is somewhat dice control, and if you want to other characters, let's say you have Rey and like a couple Rebel troopers. I think that's 14 plus 12. Elite Rey, couple Rebel troopers can resolve a range damage on Rey and then remove that die. So if they have 2 range damage, you can take the 2 range damage on her. It then removes that die so they can't resolve it with anything else. And so it gets rid of an opponent's die, which is nice. But then also you're resolving it in a way that they might not have wanted. So if one of your characters is at low health and they're trying to target your higher health characters, if your low health character is a unique character, can do the damage the way that you want it to be done, and then remove their die. I think it would work really well with Obi-Wan, but also it's a nice way to just remove your opponent's dice and also kind of control where their damage goes. And they cost 0, so that's always good too. So, and again, if you remove let's say you remove the 1 range damage die that they have, or melee damage, that's part of the combo. So let's say it's 2 range damage plus a plus 1 range damage and a plus 2 range damage. You remove the 2 regular range damage on your character, your character, and now they have some modified dice that they won't be able to do anything with unless they happen to play something that lets them reroll. So that's Heroism. We're going to move into the next card. Now we have Noble Sacrifice, cost 0. Defeat one of your blue characters to exhaust a character. So this will go perfectly with Obi-Wan. It's very thematic. You play this card, you defeat Obi-Wan, let's say he has 1 health left, defeat him, and if your opponent hasn't rolled out a character or any of their characters this turn, you defeat Obi-Wan, get his ability to go off, and then you can exhaust one of their characters. So let's say you're playing Obi-Wan and Rey against like Vader and Vader Raider, or Vader and Tusken Raider. You can kill off Obi-Wan and exhaust Vader so he can't be rolled, at least that round. So it works well if you have a character that's already at low health, and then especially with Obi-Wan, because you get that extra ability of basically playing a blue card for free once you do this. But also, if you already have a character that's at low enough health, that character is going to die pretty much that round anyway. Might as well play this on it, and then have the effect of it causing an opponent's character to not to be exhausted for that entire round. So that's Noble Sacrifice. We're going to move into our next card. And the final card we're going to look at today is Patience, one resource. Remove any number of your dice, then discard cards from the top of an opponent's deck equal to the number of dice you removed. So if you remove 3 dice, they mill 3 cards. This, I think, is going to be a better card once Spirit of Rebellion comes out. We're going to see if there's any more blue mill. There is, currently Rey has some, and there might be some other cards and dice. But this is an interesting way. Let's say you roll out a couple characters and you just don't roll well, and your opponent's almost out of cards. You can pay your 1 resource, remove all your dice, and then discard that many cards from their deck. Patience, it's a blue mill card. Blue mill, currently mill right now, I think is best with red and yellow because of Akbar and Padme. But I think with this, you could actually build a pretty good blue mill deck if you're using Patience. The downside is that you do have to remove your own dice to do it, but you can essentially get rid of a lot of their options. If you, say, remove 3 or 4 dice, you're then milling that many cards. That's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Back tomorrow with another video. Until next time, take care.